going. So, again, welcome to No Gear Get Up. My name is Coach Jeremy. We're going to go ahead and work on a lot of hip stuff. I'm going to go ahead and set my phone down, but I'm going to keep my water nearby. Always good to hydrate, especially if you just woke up like myself. Not the biggest morning person, but I'm getting used to it, trying to. And let's go ahead and start just by standing and being active. Last time we started laying down, let's go ahead and start just being aware of our body. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of wiggle my fingers, roll the shoulders back a little bit, maybe rotate. It's almost as if you're kind of coming out of bed and you're just scanning the body and checking to see, okay, what feels different, what feels tight. Maybe I want to bend the knee a little bit, roll the ankle, feel it out. Been dealing with a little bit of a foot injury, which does feel like it's getting better. That's a great thing. And a little bit of a shoulder injury. I'm going to go ahead and try and take my arms overhead. Again, there's no right or wrong here. Shoulder injury is still bugging me a little bit. I can feel that, but it is getting better. Good. Bringing it back, opening the chest, crossing the arms. All right, good. So once you've taken that scan, just be aware of the areas that, are kind of popping up. Speaking of popping up, if you see my good assistant Nala here, she is going to possibly stretch with us. All right, so let's go and bring it down to both knees, and we're going to go ahead and start with something static, right? So we're going to hold a position, and then we're going to try and add some dynamic aspect to it. We're going to go to a frog position. We did this last time as well. Really good to open up the adductor. So remember the inner thigh muscle of the hips. You're going to go ahead and take the knees and widen them up, right? When you widen them up, though, you want them to be even. So you're just splitting them apart. But notice the angle at the knee and the foot. You're looking for about a 90-degree angle, right? You don't want them too far in. You don't want them too far out. And then just squeeze or let those knees kind of shift away from each other. I'm going to elbows down here. Clasp the hands if you'd like. And I'm just kind of being a little dynamic with it in regards to movement. So I'm pushing the hips back a little bit. But I am feeling a massive stretch. And you just want to breathe your way through this. So in through the nose. Out of the mouth. And let time do what it does, right? Spending time under tension, spending time in specific shapes. This is really what it takes. 30-second stretches are good. They have a time and a place. But let's just be patient. You can be slightly dynamic in regards to movement. So remember, all I'm doing is I'm slightly and slowly pushing my hips back, and I feel it just kind of changing the stretch a little bit. You can even shift a little to your right. You may not be able to see me doing this, but I'm shifting a little left and right with my upper body, and that's helping my lower body come with me. Maybe hold it at a specific point where you feel, okay, this is really, really crazy. This is a big hot spot. Perfect. Take a breath here. Let's own these positions. Good. All right, we're going to the other side now. I'm shifted a little bit to my right. Big breath. Let's come back to center. All right, so we're definitely coming up around, I'd say about 45 seconds at minimum in this stretch. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on rotation at the hip. We're going to try not to move the upper body at all. And I want you to take your foot. Let's go with our left foot first. And let's try and raise it off the ground as high as we can. Bring it up. Bring it back down. Let's try it again. And what I want you to focus on is the action at the glute, because this is the main muscle that's going to bring that rotation to happen, right? So again, I'm focusing on squeezing. Elevate the foot, and it's all from the glute. Get it higher if you can. Good. There's 3. Let's go ahead and increase that range of motion if we can on every single rep. I'm going for 4 here. And let's go ahead and finish off with number 5. Bring it up, tall. Bring it up as high as you can, Hold it. Search for more. And then bring it back down. Nice job. Let's go ahead and take it to the right side. You might not be able to see me a whole lot, but again, what we're doing with that left foot, same thing. We're just going to try and raise and rotate. Now this side doesn't want to comply as much for me. I can tell already it just feels way stickier. That's okay. Remember, we're just trying to raise. That's 2 reps for me. Take your time. Work through it slowly on your own. Try not to shift your body forward. And again, squeeze that glute. Get that rotation. Starting to be able to turn on more muscle. Starting to get a little bit more height. Let's do it again. Raise, raise, raise. Woo. And then last one, you're going for the biggest, tallest. Here we go. Inhale. Turn it on. Let's go. Aim. Get to the top. Hold, hold, hold. Slow your way back down. Nice job, y'all. Okay, use those hands and slowly try and take yourself out of that frog position. And then just kind of bring yourself back together and bring yourself back to center. All right. Now let's come back to a stand. Come back to a stand. Grab a little bit of water with me. Always got to refresh a little bit of hydration. Also, one thing you want to think about is like how pliable are your tissues in the morning, especially if you're like me that just woke up, 30 minutes ago. Right, like how good are those tissues going to be if they haven't had any water for the past, hopefully 8 hours or more, 7 hours or more? Okay, so hips, feeling pretty good. Good is, subjective, but you're going to go ahead and try and just work a squat, just like what we did when we took that inventory, right, and we scanned the body, and just see what it feels like. Much easier for me to get to the bottom of my squat after working that mobility. Awesome. There we go. Again, all we're looking for are slight improvements, and even if those don't happen in the moment, that's okay. Small water break again, and then we're going to go ahead and work up the upper body for our last movement. Very similar to what we did before. We're going to try and stay active. We're going to try and go overhead. All right, team. So we're going to take it to a child's pose. Child's pose. Again, very yoga-like positions. Nothing wrong with yoga. Yoga's great. We love it. If you're like me, I've never had the knee flexion to get into a child's pose where I'm sitting on my heels. I'm going to say that it was just never built for me, never in the cards, but something I've been working on. But let's go wide with the knees, feet together. So it's almost like a V shape. And once you're there, you're going to go ahead and just slowly get the arms down. And I want to go thumbs up. And you want to get to a point where you can just rest your head. Now, you're going to try and straighten those arms out for me. Keep the head down, and you should be able to relax here. Again, you can take a few breaths, just like we did in a static position for that frog. But now we're in this child's pose, thumbs up, overhead, arms straight. And I want you to just breathe here. You're going to feel something hopefully near your lats. Remember, that's the muscle, big muscle, right underneath your armpit. And again, if you want to be slightly dynamic with this, you can. You may not be able to see me do it because I'm doing very, very small movement, but I'm just doing a rotation of the spine, of the upper body, of the thoracic spine. So I'm kind of shifting my body left to right. Perfect. And then I can even do a little bit of a side bend. So I'm just pushing my weight to the left, keeping my chest square to the ground, pushing my weight to the right. And again, breathing as you do this, super important. Perfect. Now that we've been here for about 45 seconds, just like we did in the last stretch, we're going to try and be active with this, all right? So from this position, we're going to just try and elevate the arm. It's not going to go very far. Try not to shift or rotate the body. So I'm taking that thumb up, arm straight, raising it off the ground. I got 2 more here. Let's try it again. Take your time. No need to rush it. What I'm feeling are those big muscles around the shoulder blade and around the deltoid itself, that shoulder muscle, become really active here. So much that I had to take a big breath. Okay, finish 5 on my right. I'm going to make sure I settle into this position again. I'm sorry, that was my left. Let's go ahead and take it to the other side now. Other side. Here we go. Big breath. Raise. Come back down. Good. Big breath. Raise. Come back down. Nice. Let's do it again. Big breath. Raise. Hold. Let's go 2 more here. Big breath, raise. Good. And then last one, let's hold it and get as high as we can on 3. 1, 2, 3, and raise. Hold. Breathe. Slowly relax. Awesome job, team. Settle in here for a little bit longer. Live in the moment. Just relax. Don't even think about what you have to do today. Just again, be one with your body. Come up nice and slow. Awesome. Awesome. Let's move those arms around a little bit now that they're free, right? So I'm just going to go big circle here. Pull back the arms in this overhead position. Maybe come down to what we call shoulder extension, where arms are down by our side. You're pulling the arms back, shoulders are pushing forward. Move the head around. Move the neck around. So again, somewhat light, somewhat easy, quote unquote, in regards to what you normally do for a workout. But man, how good and how well are you setting yourself up for the day when you're just taking care of a few areas that need a little bit more love than usual. Moving my head around, moving my neck around. Just kind of in my own space at this point. Perfect. All right, y'all. From Nala and myself, that is your No Gear Get Up class for the day. Short, sweet, right to the point. We got some adductor work in, so remember that's your groin. We got a little bit of active and static stretch movement. And then we threw in a little bit of shoulder work in that overhead position. Hopefully this sets you up. I'm going to give you a little bit of homework as I did to boot camp last night. But try and spend less time in a seated position while you're working. Don't worry about what you do after work. But while you're working, if you're one of those people that spends a lot of time in their desk, come back to these stretches if you can. Maybe you're at home. Great. Do them right in between a meeting or after a meeting, before a meeting. But get back to what we just did today and let your hips live in a more active position instead of that static seated position. And see what it does for you, right? Do it on a consistent basis, see if it adds up. Thank you so much again. My name is Coach Jeremy, No Gear Get Up. You guys have a wonderful Thursday, and we will see you next week online at least. Have a great one, y'all. See ya.